60 games, 6 inches. Cam, Braves have dropped 2 in a row to the Marlins. Max Fried is now on the IL. Things are not looking great as we kind of get into the September pennant race.
It's just a really, really bad day. Our son is hurt. Our hearts just break for him. You don't ever want to see your child be in pain. Hopefully he comes back and this is just kind of like a maintenance thing to give him a break. Without him, the most exciting pitcher you have in this rotation is Ian Anderson, a kid who has 3 career starts. It's just not good. We used to say that this rotation couldn't get much worse. I think we're about to find out.
The running joke all day has been Max Fried's back is hurt from carrying the rotation for a month and a half. Now we're left to wonder if it's going to be Cole Hamels eventually to maybe come back and really just kind of be thrown into the mix right away.
I mean, fingers crossed he can be somewhat productive by the time the playoffs roll around, if the Braves even make the playoffs at this point. But I mean, you can't win a playoff series if you're going to have to throw Tommy Malone or Josh Tomlin in one of those games. It's just not going to happen.
So an uncharacteristically quiet night for the Braves bats last night. We'll see if they can pick it up to kind of give the team a little bit of a boost to win this series finale against Miami. See you guys tomorrow. 60 games, 6 inches, episode 44 for the man Hank Aaron. A fitting episode 44 because the Braves just pounded out the runs and the hits and the homers last night. Cam, 29 runs. I mean, if we gave a second for each one, we'd fill up half the show.
It makes sense that this happens the day after we lament how bad the Braves rotation is. It doesn't matter how bad your starters are if you want to hang 29 every single night. They say the best defense is a good offense. I mean, maybe the best rotation is a lineup that scores 20 plus every game. Maybe that's what we need to do to win from now on. Who knows?
Just keep rolling Adam Duvall out there. I mean, 3 home runs last Wednesday, 3 home runs last night. Can't wait to see what he does next Wednesday. And in between, he's been hitting great too.
Braves big 3 on offense. You got Ozuna, Freeman, and Acuna all OPSing over 1,000. They're the only team in baseball that has 3 players doing that. If Duvall keeps doing what he's been doing, he's going to make it 4. And it's just, how do you stop this lineup, especially with Albies healthy now and productive? He hit a homer last night too. Where do you go to get an out when you look at this lineup?
If the Braves are going to do this, maybe we've just been overreacting about the pitching.
Hopefully they got a couple bullets left in the chamber. Big series with the Nationals starting tonight. We'll see how that one goes, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
60 games, 6 inches, episode 45. This one goes out to the most famous Birmingham Baron ever. Michael Jordan played there in 1995. Cam, the Braves, another big comeback, another big night for the bats. But do we have to live like this?
I guess the Braves are just going to see how many runs the starter wants to give up and then say, okay, cool, that's how many we have to score. Let's go get it this night. Because I feel like that's what they've been doing the past 2 weeks or so, just with no consistent starting.
To relate it to the Last Dance, it's like the Braves offense is Michael Jordan right now. I mean, everything is clicking 1 through 9, and then the Braves starters are Scott Burrell.
The national view of the Braves is Acuna is the Jordan of this team, but really this team wouldn't be anything without Freddie Freeman. I feel like Freddie's fine to step back and let Acuna have the spotlight. He doesn't care. He's just trying to show up and win.
Yeah.
It's funny. You look at other teams that are in first place and they win by their pitchers going out, holding the opposing teams to a reasonable amount of runs, and then the offense just scores a couple more. The Braves were just like,
if you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Break.
Welcome in, everyone. 60 games, 6 inches, episode 46. The Braves lost a tight one to the Nationals in 12 innings last night, and it was kind of a microcosm of the whole season. Ronald gets hurt. The Braves have a good comeback. They fall short after leaving a ton of men on base. Cam, we've seen different examples of that all year.
Anything bad is immediately followed by something good, and then vice versa. It's like, hey, Mike Soroka ruptures his Achilles. He's out for the season. But hey, now Max Fried is becoming an ace, and he's like a Cy Young finalist. So it's like,
And most recently, Ozzie comes back from the IL. The Braves have 3 games where they score 40 runs, and then Ronald gets hurt, and you got to reset the lineup.
Hey, Nick Markakis, he opts out of the season to start 2020, but then he opts back in, and he's raking, but then he has to sit out for a couple of days because of contact tracing, and now he's over 25 and scuffling, and it's like just a lot of ups and downs this season, man.
And even before it started, the Braves signed Yasiel Puig, and everyone was so excited, and then he got sick.
You can't get too comfortable with this team, man, because the highs are immediately followed by lows. It feels like every week.
After a couple of these examples, you can just give it a, oh, that's baseball, and they even out. But 7 or 8 of them in 2 months, that's a lot to handle. Happy Sunday, y'all. 60 games, 6 inches, episode 47. Cam, Ian Anderson has been a godsend for the Braves since he joined the team.
And you see the stat line from last night. You got 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs. But what impressed me the most is the way he adjusted after the second inning. He walked the first 2 batters. Then Rick Kranitz came out and talked to him on the mound a little bit. And then you just see a light switch kind of go off in his head. And he made the adjustments and locked down. And that's what we haven't seen from guys like Sean Newcomb, Tukey, Kyle Wright. When they start to lose it, it goes downhill really fast. So I was super impressed that Ian Anderson was able to really lock it down.
For me, it's just the way the ball comes out of his hand. It's so crisp on the fastball, and then the changeup comes out the exact same way, and then it just disappears right at the plate. And of course, it's the first NFL Sunday of the season. We got the Falcon shirt right here. Cam, let's build an NFL lineup from our Braves lineup. So first off, we got Freddie Freeman at quarterback, Ozzie at running back. What else?
So I think we got to put Ronald Acuna at wide receiver, like the Julio Jones of baseball, if you will. And then on the defensive side of the ball, give me Adam Duvall at safety. I feel like he lays a hit.
Lastly, Marcell Ozuna, the big bear at middle linebacker. I would not want to take a hit from him over the middle. The Braves offense finally has everybody healthy, so that has me and Cam thinking, what is our most ideal lineup for the Braves to run out there each and every day? And I think the only thing we're going to really agree on here is Ronald leading off.
You got to have Ronald leading off. I know Brian Snitker last season tried to put him in the cleanup spot for a little bit and then admitted he was being stupid. The dude just thrives in that leadoff spot. I've got Freddie in the 2-hole. I've grown to really love him in that 2 spot just because it just fits. They got bats behind him now. I've got Ozuna at the DH in the 3-hole. Give me Adam Duvall, cleanup, and left field. I've liked Dansby Swanson in the 5-hole. He's producing a lot of runs. He's hitting with runners on base. Austin Riley 6, Markakis 7, and then I like Ozzy Albies in the 9-hole as kind of a second leadoff hitter.
I'm going Ozzy at second. I really like him hitting behind Ronald and in front of Freddie. It gives Freddie a little bit more of an RBI opportunity. Freddie, then Ozuna, then Duvall playing left field, and then I love Dansby hitting 6. You had him 5th. Either of those 2 spots, he's the most clutch hitter on the Braves team, I think. Great in RBI situations. We got Austin Riley hitting 8, Nick Markakis hitting 9. Just a good, reliable guy to kind of turn the lineup over.